I tried beating Terraria as the Void class. This unique class adds a variety of different powerful weapons that deplete your Void meter. And if you get too greedy and the voice meter reaches 0, well, you're in big trouble. Will I be able to defeat the Moonlord as the Void class, or will I get sucked into the Void myself? Well, let's find out. I started off by spawning into the world with absolutely nothing in a corruption biome with 100 void. We can actually use special accessories and various different consumables throughout the game to up this void meter, but for now we only have 100, meaning we have to use it wisely. And essentially how this whole process works is every couple of seconds we end up receiving more and more void until our void meter reaches full. We need to actually craft special weapons that we do not yet have access to in order to deplete our void in the first place. So I started chopping down some trees once it turned nighttime, of course, because I just really did not want to play Terraria that single day. But yeah, I went to explore the surface. I found this weird pyramid beside a normal Terraria pyramid, and I had no clue how to enter that pyramid, so I ended up going to the Terraria one. I just went further over to the corruption biome, found absolutely nothing, and then I died. On my way over to the right side of the spawn, I managed to find a chest that displayed a bunch of world info, which was kind of useless. And then after this, as I went to the crimson biome over on the right side of the world, I managed to see these weird blue floaty island things at the top, and I had no idea what they did, but apparently they will come very useful later in the playthrough. I started making myself a elevator, as always. You know, you just gotta do what you gotta do, and we kept on running into crimson blocks, which is very, very annoying, so I had to like dig around and traverse my way all around that area. It was really horrible, and I just decided to give up. And upon giving up trying to survive within a crimson spawn, I just decided to open up a starter bag and get myself some decent weapons so I can at least defend myself. Okay, so we got ourselves a Star Fury, and then I died. Yes, I know the spawn looks different. I did manage to go and cleanse spawn at least, so I can actually play through this mod. I decided to check through a bunch of the weapons, and essentially in each weapon category, such as melee, ranged, and mage, even summoner actually had their very own weapons that would deal that class's damage plus void damage. And essentially this would be very powerful weapons that would deal extra damage but also decrease your void. So I was seeking to craft those. I made my way over to the caves, dug further down the elevator, and then made some NPC houses above spawn. The reason I went above spawn is because the ground was actually still somewhat corrupted, so I couldn't place any NPC houses under me on the normal ground. So as always, I had to go out of my way, make like a little sky bridge, make a little skyland, and then place NPC houses there. Why can't you guys just be like Terraria? Stop being such a difficult game. And upon killing one of the mobs, this is actually where I discovered almond milk. Now what this almond milk does is it automatically refills our voids, so we don't have to worry about running out of void for like 3 seconds because it only refills 20. And I actually managed to die using this, as you will come to see later in the playthrough. It was horrific, but hey, what can you do? Upon countless minutes, yes, minutes of grinding, I managed to actually finally craft myself our very first void weapon. We used 10 gold for this, and we managed to craft ourselves the gold chakram. It did 18 void damage, and just like look at this thing, you kind of like toss it out, it spins a bit, and then it comes back to you, but it does consume void. It is powerful, but you can really lose track of how much void it uses. Anyways, I continued digging down until I got myself more HP. I really needed HP by this point, and also more ores. As soon as it turned to nighttime, I also decided to fight the Eye of Cthulhu. So using the gold chakram, I would like strategically position it as far away from the Eye of Cthulhu as possible so it would spin more, kind of like a boomerang, you know? And during this boss fight, I actually managed to run out of void. So let me show you what happens once you run out of void. You start taking damage like crazy. Like literally, there's just like a bunch of red ones on the screen, which shows that I'm dying. It's called void shock, and you take like 200% more damage. But if you manage to survive the void shock, it recovers all of your void back to 35, and then you can go on again. By this point, I was being very careful because the Eye of Cthulhu was super low, and I did not want to die. Yeah, we actually managed to take out the Eye of Cthulhu, even though we were supposed to die 100%. I don't know how I survived this boss fight, even though I ran out of void. But yeah, we took the boss out, and that's one boss less for us to deal with. After this, I went to go browse through all the crafting recipes, and I found all these like dissolving fragments. I really have no idea what they are, like essences, and I had no idea what they were and how to get them, so it doesn't really matter for now, but they do come in handy later within the playthrough. After this, I went to go build an arena within the Crimson, and then I decided to go break some orbs. We managed to summon in the Eater of Worlds, and now the reason the Eater of Worlds spawned here was because I'm using the Both Evils mod. So the original biome was the Corruption, that's where the Eater of Worlds spawned in, and during this time I was actually using a another void weapon called the Soul Eater. This was a melee weapon that you had to charge up, and it would like snap both sides, deal a bunch of damage, and if you managed to take out any mob using it, it would regen a little bit of your void. I managed to get the Eater of Worlds super low, but before I fully took it out, I guess like the time ran out or something, and he just ran away. I didn't know we could actually do that. Like I didn't know the Eater of Worlds can just run away from you, but yeah, apparently that is a thing. Now this was a major mistake that I made within the game, as there is something that the Eater of World needed to give us that I could not get up until like hard mode. So yeah, keep that in mind. After this, I went AFK for a little bit and spawned back in literally a graveyard. So that was fun. Apparently I just got absolutely decimated by every single mob around me. That was a lot of fun, you know? I broke all the tombstones, cleared up all of spawn, made myself more NPC houses, made myself a nightmare pickaxe, and then went digging for hellstone. I managed to run into this weird elemental earthen spirit, and he absolutely demolished me. So that was kind of sad. And that's where actually you can get all those elements and essences that I was talking about previously in the video. I got myself a bunch of hellstone, got myself some obsidian, of course, and then I went to go craft myself a pair of vibrant armor. Now this was the second best armor set that you can get in pre-hard mode for the void class, and so upon equipping it and also crafting a vibrant pistol, our void went all the way up to 150 and the void pistol became rapid fire. I mean, the defense wasn't too good with this armor set. We only had like 17 defense in total, and I think some of my accessories played a role in that, so it wasn't too good, but hey, it's better than platinum armor, I think. I made myself an arena for the wall of flesh. I know it's early, but hey, why not do it now rather than later? Then I had myself a key to open the pyramid, but we could not open it for some reason. I will tell you exactly why in a couple minutes, but hey, by this point, I didn't know why I wasn't able to open it either. Now see, that pistol that we previously crafted in the top left of the screen uses void, so it's another void weapon that we can take advantage of. And after this, I decided to summon in one of this mod's bosses. I don't know if that makes sense. Does that make sense? One of this mod's bosses. This boss is called the Putrid Pinky. Yeah, we needed a couple of peanuts and a jar to craft it. And see, in the boss checklist, I think it was below Skeletron, so I thought this was going to be easy. Check out this boss fight. At first, I'm like, hey, a little pinky that has 300 HP, this is going to be no trouble whatsoever. So using my vibrant pistol, I literally just like full blasted it, and apparently it transformed. I didn't even have an arena for this boss. I had no idea what this is going to entail, but we died literally almost like right away, bro. This guy just absolutely shredded through me, and it was horrific. Now the thing is, I respawned and he was still there, and as soon as I respawned, he just obliterated me again. I had no idea what was going on, and so I just thought I'll leave this boss for later. As it was nighttime, I went over to Skeletron's dungeon and decided to fight Skeletron. While we were fighting him, our void ran out and I turned into a literal black hole, so that was no fun. By this point, I was looking for better weapons that I could craft. Like, I had no idea what to do next. I was kind of a little bit stuck, but there was still some progress I could make before calling it quits as of yet. And so I decided to go over to the Skylands and actually figure out what this blue biome was, because we were now kind of ready. It had these like purple monsters that were like stuck attached to the walls, and that was kind of it was a little bit creepy, you know. I'm scared of tentacles from all the weird anime I've been watching, so yeah, these guys just brought back some childhood traumas. I got out of that biome because it was very difficult and we were just not prepared for it whatsoever. I made myself the Hellbreaker, which was essentially like the fire version of those like snapping claws that we had, which was essentially like the fire version of the Soul Eater, which is what we took the Eater of Worlds out with. And then after this, I went mining for more resources. Once I had enough resources, I decided to go back to Skeletron's dungeon, make an arena, and then actually fight him once again. This time I thought since we had the Hellbreaker, it'd be easy, but no, apparently it wasn't, and I ended up dying again. By this point, I had a big brown stain in my pants, and I decided to call it quits. After hibernating for the entire winter, I decided to come back and play this mod again. Essentially what I did was go fight Skeletron, and we managed to take him out this time because I decided to get myself full HP before the boss fight. So that was smart on my end. I went to go explore the dungeon, and upon dying, I brutally quit the game for good this time. I swear, it was like for good. Once all my friends ran away and I had no other choice but to play Terraria, I decided to make an arena so we could actually fight some of the bosses that spawned. Now, so the first boss I challenged was the Putrid Pinky, and this time I actually put in some effort and we did did manage to take him out after a long and grueling boss fight. We ended up getting a bunch of pink gel and like some very special ore, and one thing that I really wanted to get was wings. There were these gel wings that we could actually craft using some of the drops from this pinky, so I sought after some harpies so we can get ourselves some wings. Let me tell you, like they're absolutely horrible, but hey, at least we wouldn't have to ever take fall damage again. And during this time we actually got invaded by goblins, so that was horrific, but using our void weapons we managed to take them all out quite easily. I decided to fight the putrid pinky again just so we can get more of the ores, and I made myself the pair of wings. After I crafted myself a solid pair of wings, might I say, I got myself a bunch of buff potions, and I decided to go up into the blue tech island and go fight this very interesting boss. See, I had no idea how to summon it at first, but then I realized that you had to kill these tentacle monsters. You have to kill exactly 4 of them in order to have the ability to summon in this new boss. Anyways, after killing 4 of them, I came all the way back to the middle of that area, and the advisor freed his tentacles and spawned in. Now this boss was hectic. I don't know how this is like below the wall of flesh. All of the bosses from this mod are so goddamn difficult, like especially the hard mode ones. Oh boy, it was like, let me just like prepare to see how hard the bosses are in this mod. Anyways though, I spammed my wings. I was just flying around all over the place trying not to take any damage from this boss. I was like, the boss fight just started and I'm already almost dead, so that's never a good sign, right? I also had this accessory that every time I got hit, it shot like this this massive beam of I don't even know what it is, but it was very powerful, and it carried me for most of the boss fight actually. But yeah, the boss fight was very cool. It's very interesting, you know. I really do like it, but it's way too hard. The attacks they're cool, they're really cool, but I really hope this boss just like kills itself, bro. I died because I was grossly underpowered, of course. Like, how else was I supposed to take this out? So I decided to go down to the underworld and challenge the wall of flesh. To my surprise, the wall of flesh was brutally easy, so we took that out, and then I went to go break some of the demon altars. We blessed our world with cobalt, orichalcum, and titanium. While messing around in the corruption biome, I actually found this weird I don't even know what this is. Apparently it's called like a evil construct, but it's like this digger in the middle of the ground, and I accidentally jumped into its little like cave, and it literally just spun me to death. So that was pretty fun. Yeah, it was a good start to hard mode. So after I got into hard mode, I decided to go and fight the advisor one more time, and this time we got far further. Like, let me tell you, like far further. What the fuck? We got like far further within the boss fight, but I still ended up dying. So I just said, hey, like I'm gonna get better armor and then I'll do this stuff. Okay, I opened myself up a hard mode starter bag, which is a part of like the starter bags mod that I have, and it just saves some time on the grinding. So it gave me like a cobalt pickaxe and some angel wings, and then I went mining for orichalcum, and once I got enough orichalcum to craft myself a pickaxe and an anvil, I went mining for titanium. Once I had a full set of titanium armor, I decided to go and challenge the boss again. This time we managed to take it out, like woohoo. Yes, nice. We got pre-hard mode loot. Cool. I'm probably never gonna use this stuff again. It was just like a bunch of alloys. Just like maybe a suggestion to the mod developers, like bro, this stuff is so hard to get. Maybe you could make it easier, because like, you know, it's very hard for me, and it's like hard. I'm kind of bad at the game, so like please. Anyways, after this I went to go challenge the Eater of Worlds once more because I realized I had not killed it. And now, remember when we couldn't open up the pyramid? That's because we didn't fully ever kill the Eater of Worlds, boyos. So this time, once we killed it, I came over with the key and opened up the pyramid. Now this was weird. Okay, there were like, it was kind of like the jungle temple on crack. Can I say that? Can I say that on YouTube? There were traps everywhere. There were like chests. There were like different little biome areas. Like I had no idea what was going on. Essentially, I just like picked up as much loot as I could. And then I realized that there were these like crystal areas. And at first I didn't know what they were for. I just killed like a bunch of mobs and then I ended up dying. Once I had enough resources from those mobs, I did manage to craft myself a new void weapon, which was this bow. It was called the Spirit Tracer, and it was very, very powerful. For some reason, it didn't use any void, even though it was a void weapon. Maybe it was because I had the hard light quiver equipped, so that could be a reason. I'm not sure, but it was very powerful nonetheless. I went to go break the rest of the crystals, and what I figured out is that you need 3 of those crystals to enter this one special area where we can go fight this like pharaoh boss. Once I came into this pharaoh's den, I ended up stealing all of his money, all of his loot. Like I know I'm a good human being. Praise me. I'm so good. But then I got a little bit too cocky and I pressed the pharaoh's tomb, and see, okay, this boss fight wasn't too bad at first, and so I thought, now taking this is also a pre-hard mode boss. You're supposed to fight this thing in pre-hard mode. I'm spamming him with the bow, right? Now, I defeat his first phase, which is like whatever. It dealt a lot of damage, even though I had full titanium armor. And then he went into the second phase. Everything turned black, and this dude just like started spamming every attack he had in his arsenal. And of course, to no one's surprise, I ended up dying because I'm horrible at this game. I also dropped 1 platinum coin in early hard mode. Like, so this was devastating, okay? Like, I cried for a long time after this. I want to go refight this boss again, this time without like the broken armor debuff, and we managed to take him out. I got myself these 3 black shards, which was pretty cool, that apparently they come in some crafting recipes later in the game, which I never ended up using, so this boss was kind of pointless to fight, but hey, it was still cool. All of the bosses from this mod are very, very cool. After this, I went to go grind out a bunch of mobs from that blue floating biome in order to get myself this sword accessory that you can actually see around me. It's like these floating little swords. I combined it with the with that one laser accessory that I had before, so that was pretty cool, and I used it all the way up until post Moonlord. But yeah, essentially after this, I summoned in and fought the destroyer. That was pretty easy, and then I went to go fight the twins. Somehow I managed to die to the twins like an absolute idiot because I enraged both of them at the same time, which is kind of not like the strategy when you're fighting the twins. But I did refight them again, killed them, then fought Skeletron Prime, defeated him using a brand new void weapon called the Cursed Gauntlet, which shot out these like punching fists. I have no idea what that was, but yeah, then after this, the jungle grew restless. You know what else grows restless? The void inside your heart when you do not subscribe to Boio. So subscribe or else probably nothing will happen, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, Plantera, ooh, Plantera, I love you, Plantera. I love waiting for you to spawn in. Anyways, I went over to the beach and then like fought this weird spirit. It was like a mini boss, and it shot out these like weird waves that I had to dodge. But yeah, I needed this special essence so I can craft some new fancy things. With these new fancy things, I crafted myself this weird staff at the top left of my screen that you could see that I thought was gonna be good. It's like a void magic damage dealing weapon thing, but it's absolutely garbage. It dealt like no damage, but it barely even hits what it's supposed to, so just like disregard it. Pretend I don't even have it in my inventory because that's how horrible it is. Anyways, I went to get myself some chlorophyte, and then I was in the search of Plantera's bulb. Surprisingly, I didn't find it. What am I talking about surprisingly? Boyos, nobody finds Plantera's bulb. It doesn't even exist. After I gave up on finding Plantera's bulb, I just decided to make myself an arena, and to my surprise, literally at the top of the screen, Plantera's bulb was right there, only after I started making my arena. So that was pretty cool. Anyways, I summoned her in, and then using the Cursed Gauntlet, we managed to fight her, take her out, and then also finish her up with the spirit bow thing. You guys know what I'm talking about. That's my homeboy. That one bow. I love it. It's really good. Anyways, after taking out Plantera, I actually needed to get myself some ectoplasm, so I went to the dungeon because there was a brand new bow upgrade that we can get with enough ectoplasm. So I crafted myself some Spectre bars, upgraded the bow, and now we had like the second best bow, void bow, that you can get in this mod. I went straight over to Golem's temple, fought him, defeated him super easily. Of course, I am like the god of Golem boss fights. And then I went straight over to Lunatic Cultist, and we took him out almost as quickly as we took out Golem. By this point, I realized I still had titanium armor. What a pleb I am, right? So I decided to go and make myself a above ground mushroom biome. Before this, I took out some of the pillars, right? But you know, me being a little bit greedy, I decided to wait on the mushroom biome and just fight Moonlord with titanium armor and the Spirit Storm, which was that one bow that we had. I'm smart, aren't I? You can kind of guess how this went. I started taking out the Moonlord and we died like right away. So now, to get an even stronger version of the bow, we actually had to fight this Chaos Spirit, so we went to go fight that. And now Taken, this is a boss that's supposed to be like post-twins. Check out how difficult this is, okay? At first, it's just like shooting these little rings, you're like, hey, whatever, this is easy, right? And then you start getting it to the second phase. And this is where it turns to its boss form. The boss is called Lux, right? Check out how, this is like a whole Empress of Light. There's like rainbow shots going, everything. The whole world turns black. Like, how is this a post-twins boss? It has 60,000 health. Look at how much damage this thing does. You're telling me this is post twins? I don't know what to tell you. This is literally like post Moonlord for me. Anyways, we died like a million times. Just died over and over again. I was about to give up, but this is where I'm like, hey, I'll probably make the mushroom biome. So I made the I can't speak. So I made the mushroom biome that I was previously talking about, got myself full shroomite armor, and then decided to go fight the Moonlord. We took out the Moonlord this time. And then I went to go fight the Moonlord again. I buffed up, summoned him in using the tablet because I crafted that from the previous time, and we ended up dying again. I tried to redo the boss fight, and this time we managed to take out all 3 of his eyes and successfully defeat the Moonlord. So that was pretty good. But I still wasn't happy because we didn't take out that Lux boss. So I decided to fight it again. And this time using a better bow that shot out these like homing flowers. I don't know what this bow, bro, this bow was really good. And using like an upgraded version of the glove, we managed to take out the Lux boss while the credits were going. So that was pretty cool. I thought that was very, very epic. But yeah, that was the Secrets of the Shadows mod. I love this mod, bro. This mod is so cool. Consider checking out another video like this on screen. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. This has been Boyo. Peace out.